Hello everyone, this is Brave Chicken Trader. In this video, I want to talk about my weekly market analysis and trade plans for the coming week. Okay, let's get right into it. The first chart that we will watch is SPY ETF. I'm very bearish on SPY. The reason is, if you look at the chart, the weekly chart on the left, MACD momentum indicator has crossed on the weekly chart. And also, if you look at the daily chart on the right, the price made a higher high, but the MACD was flat. So there's not enough momentum to keep the to support the price actions. And after that, it moved down, bounced back on this support level, made a day cap bounce, and it is coming down again. And if you look at the MACD, it is about to cross, and stochastic indicator has crossed already. So I think like the momentum is dying on SPY, and I think it'll come down a lot. And another reason that I'm very bearish on SPY chart is because it is making head and shoulder patterns. As you can see, this is left shoulder and the head, and it is forming right shoulder here. So I believe it'll in the coming week, it'll come down, maybe retest this neckline over here, but eventually it'll break down and revisit $415 level at least over here. As you can see, there's support on the weekly chart. And also one of the reasons that I'm bearish on SPY chart is because of the PPI and CPI data. If you go to Forest Factory, you could find out that CPI data was higher than what they expected over here. CPI, even core CPI, and CPI is like higher. And on Thursday, they announced PPI data also. The core PPI is what they expected, but overall PPI was way higher than the forecast. So I think like a lot of people, a lot of traders shorted the market when the data was announced, but somehow funny thing happened. Over here, let's look at what happened on Thursday over here. It actually like moved up, and on Thursday, I think like it squeezed out like people who shorted the market. Yeah, and on Friday, which was quad reaching day, it just like moved down a lot without even slight like a bounce. So the market squeezed a short and then made a move. So like so CPI and PPI was greater than the forecast. So I think it'll put Fed in a very dire situations. Inflation wouldn't come down as people have expected. It might be really sticky. It might even goes up higher than what people believe. So Fed might have to raise the federal fund rate. Maybe not this September. If you go to CME Fed Watch, still look at this. 98% of investors believe that there will be no hike in the coming week. Only 2% believe that the FOMC will raise like interest rates. So yeah, I don't know, like it's a little bit too extreme in my opinion. And somehow if Jay Powell announced that like yeah they will like raise 25 basis point, then that'll be like a waterfall, cascading waterfall on next Thursday, I believe. We'll see. Anyway, so like I'm very bearish on SPY chart, and there's also like if you check out the home builder ETF XBH. Oh, XHB, yeah, that's what I meant. If you look at home builder chart, what do you see? Yep, double top is forming double top, and also on the daily chart is forming head and shoulders over here. And I believe like the housing market will come down a lot, because I heard that like home builders built a lot of these luxury houses, which only 25% of Americans could afford. 75% of people couldn't afford these houses, but they built a lot of these houses and they couldn't sell it. Like there's a lot of inventory. So, but they're not on the market at the moment, but eventually I think it'll come down a lot. Yeah, making double tops over here. And what's going to happen when a lot of these construction workers unemployed, and the company who provides these building materials in a difficult situations, yeah, the economy will go down. I think this is a precursor of the coming recessions. Okay, let's move on to the next chart, which is crude oil. Short-term bearish, but long-term bullish. Not real long-term, but I think oil might goes up higher than people expected. Let's find out why. If you look at the weekly chart, I mentioned that the crude oil was trapped in this down channel, but when it broke out of this down channel, I said like crude oil will move up higher, and which it did. It broke this resistance and is going up and up and up. But I believe crude oil is in overbought conditions, and when it cross stochastic and MACD cross, I think it'll have corrections. Maybe revisit a $3 support. Might come down a little bit more, the crude oil will retest this support and will go up higher. That's my opinion. And the reason, another reason that I'm kind of short-term bearish on crude oil is because if you use Fibonacci extension here, and over here, see, 100%. That's at $95 level. See, that's why I'm ready to short when crude oil has 93 level and it shows some weakness. Then I'm gonna short it. I'll probably use like futures, but you could also use USO like an ETF. Basically, they're the same. Okay. Some people believe that like if we go through recession maybe next year, like crude oil will come down a lot. Yeah, it might possible, but I don't know. Maybe this year, at least this year, I think like crude oil will correct a little bit and then will go up higher, probably higher than what people have expected. Oh, this like Zoom is really hard to maneuver. Like I should find some other like apps. Yeah, that's my expectation. Okay, let's move on to the next chart, which is gold. Okay, I said it looks like we are in Wyckoff accumulation phase. Gold had moved up a little really high and hit 2089 level, and then ever since then it was like bouncing up and down in this channel. But I said it looks like this, especially this one looks like a spring and is about to break this resistance at 2100 level. I was kind of like a neutral or bearish, short-term bearish on gold, but I've changed my mind. The reason is, if you look at the daily chart over here, when dollar index DXY was moving up high on Thursday, gold actually held up really well. Actually, it made like a doji candle over here and bounced up this trend line. And on Thursday, even though dollar index was moving higher and gold didn't come down, actually it shows some strength over here. So that's the reason I believe gold will move up higher in the coming week. And also, if you look at the MACD, it's kind of like a dancing around in here, consolidating, but it looks like it's about to cross. And stochastic has already broke out of this oversold area, and it is moving up. So that's one of the technical reason I believe gold will go up higher. And as you know, like gold is like safe haven asset. So maybe next year, like when you experience severe economic recessions, a lot of people will try to look for a safe haven asset, and the gold is the traditional safe haven, as many people know. Okay, so like I changed my opinion. I was neutral or bearish, short-term bearish on gold, but I believe it is showing like a bullish momentum. Okay. Let's move on to the next chart, which is dollar index, DXY. And just like the crude oil, dollar index was making lower high, lower low, lower high, was trapped in this down channel, but it broke out of this down channel and also broke this resistance level at $104 level. And for short term, I'm bearish. For long term, I'm bullish on gold. And the reason is, looks like gold is in overbought state, and the MACD hasn't crossed yet, but when he hit this resistance level at 105, as you can see on the weekly chart, there's resistance over here. It might retest this level. It might even break out of this level, but and at the time, like gold will be really overbought conditions, and MACD will come down. Prices goes up, momentum indicators goes down, showing divergence. I think that's what's gonna happen. Maybe next week or the week after that. So I'm ready to short gold when he moves up to this level at 105, 106 level. But long term, not long term, but after this correction, I believe like a dollar might go up higher. The reason is, you probably heard about these theories. You probably heard about this theory, dollar milkshake or dollar wrecking ball theories. Basically, what it means is that U.S. economy is still shows some strengths, whereas other countries like European countries or even China, they are going through a recession. So what's going to happen? Like, the money will flow out of these like EU, European countries or China, and will move into US assets, and it'll boost like the value of dollar. That's the gist of dollar milkshake theory. And dollar wrecking ball theory is basically when dollar value goes up high, and other country will have hard time selling their products in the US. So their economy will go through more severe recession, and basically like a dollar will act like wrecking ball, destroying other countries' economy. And it'll because other countries go through like a economic hardship, the value of dollar will go higher and higher. That's basically what dollar wrecking ball theory is about. So it kind of makes sense. So like, I don't know like how high the dollar will go up. Maybe it'll revisit this resistance, making double top, or even go higher, break out of it. But eventually, I think at a certain point, dollar will come down because the America has printed too much money and has so much debt. The value of dollar will go down. But that's a long-term view. The short term, I think it'll go up. Okay. Let's move on to our final chart, which is Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin, I'm neutral at this point on Bitcoin, but long term I'm bearish. The reason is I believe Bitcoin is still risky for a speculative asset. And what's going to happen when we go through economic recession, especially a severe one, people will look for a safe haven. And I don't believe, in my opinion, I don't think Bitcoin is a safe haven asset. People will buy gold, but not Bitcoin. And investors will usually dump their like a risky and speculative asset when they see a coming recession. So I think if the stock market goes down maybe next year, I think Bitcoin will follow suit. That's why I'm very bearish on Bitcoin. But short term, I'm kind of like a neutral because as you can see on MACD has crossed and stochastic oscillator is moving up high, almost in a overbought station. So I don't know, the Bitcoin might break this downtrend, even move higher, even might retest $32,000. But when, in my opinion, when market goes down or crashes, Bitcoin will follow suit. We'll see. Okay, and before I go, I want to talk about one last thing, why I'm so bearish on overall market. If you SPY, IWM, IWC. Okay. As you can see, the Magnificent Seven here, NVIDIA. Let's look at the chart. Yeah, NVIDIA. NVIDIA has made over like 190 like a percent move this year. At its highest, made over 200% move. That's a lot. And Facebook, Meta, has made approximately 146% move. And Amazon has made over 60% move over here. Microsoft has made 36% move, and Google, you probably guess what I'm gonna talk about. Google, 54% move. Apple has come down a little bit, a lot. 36% move. Now, at its highest, it made over 50% move. And Tesla is making over 128%, maybe 130% move. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that market has has been holding up because of the 7 stocks, because of the AI boom, the Magnificent Seven. They were the one which have been holding up the market. And after the QQQ, let's look at QQQ. The QQQ still has made 38%. And then SPY, and let's look at IWM, Russell 2000. Yeah, it's so far it has made a little over 4% move. Even at its highs, like it only made 13%. And if you look at IWC, the small cap ETF, what is happening? Actually, it is making negative, like over 4% moves. What I'm saying is, this doesn't happen in a bull market. Usually, when bull market starts, speculative stocks, like small caps, goes up higher first. Not this like a mega cap or tech stocks. What is happening is the opposite. QQQ or the 7 stocks are holding up the market, and whereas IWM or small cap IWCs are going down. That's not what happens in a bull market. It actually is a precursor of a bear market. That's one of the reasons I believe that we will see a lot of like a move down in the coming week. I think like a market will come down way more than people are expecting. They think maybe market will correct maybe 10-15%. I believe it will make more than 30% moves. At least we will revisit this $350 level, at least 380. Yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah, it'll correct a lot. Maybe it'll start crashing. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm kind of like a really bearish on the overall stock market. Anyway, that's it for today. So if you enjoy the content that I provided, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.